Welcome to the Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a Ko-Fi, Patreon, crypto and thanks button in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on Facebook and X. Now we are joined by Neil, Sensual Goat, Duncan, and a whole bunch of people in the Flat Earth Debate Discord server, so welcome one and all.
How are you?
Very well.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hello, good to be here, good to have you all. Let's do some housekeeping. Any evidence you can have gas pressure without a container?
You're going to need
Where's
that
your
container.
dog?
You will need that
No,
container.
you need it. No.
Any evidence of Earth curve? Physical and geometric and measurable?
Not observable. It's not measurable.
What about axial rotation? Obviously of the Earth-based variety. We wouldn't want people showing us bicycle wheels.
We're going to need an observation of Coriolis for that. We don't have an Earth-based observation.
Coriolis effect, that would be the rotation of a non-inertial frame of reference beneath an inertial frame of reference with an object travelling straight but appearing to take a curved path from the rotation underneath it, where you're observing it. So Earth, if exhibiting this effect, would be said non-inertial turning reference frame, with us turning beneath things like the stars to cause them to appear to drift at 15 degrees an hour. Of course, this would imply that Earth is turning underneath stuff, and we'd need that to actually have some consequences in physical reality. For example, but not limited to, if Earth was turning underneath, aircraft, a flight from Charlotte, North Carolina to Los Angeles would only take an hour and a half, because Earth would be turning underneath. Precisely as people like Wolfie, 6020, a pilot who is a proven liar, has suggested they do. He has also suggested they can counteract this with a button inside the plane. Ground control to Wolfie Clown Show. There is a man observing you from a non-inertial turning reference frame. Please make micro-adjustments to your aircraft immediately. Over. Meanwhile, Earth isn't turning underneath anything. Foucault has suggested that Earth turning underneath a pendulum would cause it to deviate at the same rate, 15 degrees an hour, as Earth turns underneath. And this is claimed to be demonstrable in the form of dominoes being knocked over, as a pendulum, which only has one motion, back and forth, is appearing to take a curved path and knock over dominoes. That would mean that the appearing to curve is caused by Earth turning underneath pendulums and gyroscopes and aeroplanes and hot air balloons and me if I jump up and down. No, it's definitely not doing that. This parlour trick that is suggested that Earth turns underneath a pendulum would be the assertion that Earth is turning underneath stuff, like the stars. And that has consequences, like shortened flight times. Now, it has been suggested that I should take on Craig McNeil, who has decided that taking on my introduction reel is favourable to joining a show for free. Now, put out a little video that explains to a former flat earther known as Ranty Flat Earth that you can pay me, if you want my time, to absolutely annihilate clown shoes idiots like Craig McNeil by demonstrably showing how their rhetoric of a turning Earth has the unfortunate need of Earth turning underneath stuff, which it definitely doesn't do, or it'd have shortened flight times and continents coming to hot air balloons as they hovered. Now, meanwhile, you can, and if you choose to, will, as some people do, join this show to debate me for free. Now, meanwhile, if you're of the inclination that you need to mute me on your own neutral platform, then you can do that for money. You can pay me. Now, if you're too poor to do that, that is okay. This is not an echo chamber. Anybody can join via the public gateways I offer. But if you want me to come to you, you will pay me. It is that simple. I've explained this in a shorts video which has been put out today. Should you decide, as the adverts are suggesting, you have the ability to get me on your show. You do. You just have to give me money. Yeah? Like if I employed a painter and decorator to come and paint my house, I would pay them for it. Yeah? Somebody has skills in those areas, you'd pay them for them. Now, nobody's going to pay a painter and decorator for their YouTubing ability live or their debating skill. Nobody's going to pay that painter and decorator for that. But if you want to pay me to debate you about Earth turning underneath bleeding pendulums and rip you a new asshole on your own show, you can pay me to do it. Or if you want it for free, you can come and get it for free while I monetize my own time, in between selling microphones, which I'll get to in a moment, and writing a bleeding book about how Earth is measured flat. Now, as for the microphones, come to Arctic Constipation, or whatever he's decided to name himself. Sir, the Neumann spares or repair tube that you've suggested is a fake is not. It is an interference tube from Neumann themselves, manufactured in Germany. It is not fake. Meanwhile, I go out of my way on my eBay stores to make sure I do not sell fakes. So if you find a microphone on my store, which is described as being akin to another microphone, it's because almost without exception, every microphone is imitating something that already exists, with mild variations of those designs in terms of capsule or circuit. So everything's copying something else when it comes to bleeding microphones. Having learned a little bit about them, I can say that without any hesitation. Meanwhile, certain things that are fakes I try and avoid, and would rather buy a, for instance, Sub-Zero SM57 clone. It's not pretending to be a Shure, it's not badged Shure, it's not a fake. A fake would be something that's not made by Shure, badged Shure. I don't want that. I would rather somebody who's unabashedly saying, I am copying the Shure, and then it says in bold type on it, Sub-Zero. I do not sell fake items. Same goes for things like Warm Audio with their WA87 microphone, a clone of a Neumann. Are they selling fakes? Absolutely not. The entire microphone industry is based on everyone copying everyone else. But yet I get accused of selling fakes from China. Well, number one, lots of stuff that is proposed as being made in America is actually manufactured in China. There's nothing wrong with that. It's how good it is. That's the whole purpose of me selling them. To make ends meet while I make a book and produce YouTube videos. Now, I haven't got any time to deal with assholes like Ranty Flat Earth for free, but I will deal with assholes like Ranty Flat Earth, now called Auditing the Absurd, if you pay me. Now, if, as Ranty, what comes round and does my painting and decorating for free, that would be absurd, wouldn't it? So, given that Ranty's declared to an audience that he wants me without any uncertain terms being attached, he will be paying me for my time, lest he be called a cheapskate. Yeah? Because obviously I'm not going to come and do it for free, and he's declared his interest. Well, I'm very push for time, Ranty, Mr. Painter and Decorator. I'll come and listen to your boring voice for money. Meanwhile, if you come here, I can invite the people who watch my show and rip idiots who come along, like Craig the Fight the Flat Earth guy that apparently wants to sit in front of me, tell me that pendulums prove Earth's turning. Yeah, no worries, I'll rip that apart and do it on my own show for my money and I'll earn it here. Or you can pay me to do it on your shows. That's abundantly clear to anybody with half a brain, including but not limited to the people who have actually paid me to go on their shows. Yeah? Do you idiots that see me on these other shows think I just randomly decided to go on and talk to some asshole about whether or not he believes Earth is so biggy we don't need to measure it anything other than flatty? Do you think I like that? No, I haven't gone there for my fun. I got paid. Up until now, I've been abashed or slightly shy to tell people about that fact. Now it's, why the hell wouldn't I? Yeah, I've been here 10 years. People will pay me to go on their shows. You dicks that want to monetize flat earthers because you're so used to grasping for the low-hanging fruit that do part-time YouTube videos. Hello? I'm a professional flat earther. I do this for a living. I've done it for 10 years. I'm considered an expert. If you want me, you will pay me. You're not going to get away with saying, this coward doesn't want to come on my show for free so I can monetize his time. No, I'm doing perfectly fine monetizing my own time on my own show with a doorway you can walk through. It's been 10 years. You want to claim that you've ridiculed us so long and we can just move away from Nathan's show. We have told him that we don't want to be involved. You don't have to be utter cowards. Nobody is twisting your arm. Nobody is making videos suggesting that you should be on my show. I open the door. You either walk through for free or you don't. If you want my time, you pay for it. It is that simple. So I invite my audience to smash the super chat and support this channel so I can carry on doing it for another 10 years as a professional flat earther. Now, I will potentially go on these asshole shows if I will get something out of it. Like when I've got a book to publicise. Then I'll be openly coming to you. Yo, Craig McNeil, talking to you. Let's just put the camera on, put the lights on. Lights, camera, action. I will happily join you on your show under the caveat for free that I can plug my book to your audience. Hopefully I can get you to put an affiliate link under your video. That's the kind of thing I'll come on your show for free. For the ability to, first words out my mouth, say, buy my book. And then every single question that I get asked will be, well, like it says in my book that you can buy, that's what you'll get for free. Unless you're paying me, then obviously I wouldn't be so rude as to only take it as an opportunity to plug my book every 10 seconds. But if you do want me, you can have me. You just have to pay. It is that simple. I'm done.
If you're good at something, never do it for free.
Wait a second. Ranty challenged you? When was this?
Put out a video saying I've suggested that I'll change my tone from something slightly less enthusiastic, slightly more monotone. If you're about to fall asleep, probably best not to listen to me imitating Ranty. I've invited Nathan to come onto my show and he's going to go and talk to Craig to fight the flat earth and he can come and do it and... Yeah. Snoozeville. Yeah. Yeah, pay me. It's just that simple. Meanwhile, what Ranty doesn't appreciate is that if he actually put the 10th of the work that I do into publicising his boring, monotone videos, he could do 10 times better than I did without using me to get some clicks and views while he suggests that he could put me in front of Craig. I can contact Craig if I need him. And I'm sure he can do the same, right? He can come on my show if he likes for free while he's running his own live show and can put me on mute in his show. You guys are pathetic, suggesting that there's a mute button concern about coming on here for free. Like, was there any concern when I've gone on the other shows and they muted me? No, I recorded it and showed my audience after the fact, but I got paid to be there. Yeah? I'm not going to sit and tolerate you tossers muting me for free. Are you guys idiots? Clearly, you have got no brain. If Craig McNeil is that stupid, or Ranty Flat Earth more likely, I won't tar Craig with this brush of stupidity. I know Ranty's that dumb. Yeah, stick to blaming the mute button, Ranty, you pathetic... I won't say the word. Should I say the word?
That's a blast from the past. Unbelievable, huh?
I'll save that one. Meanwhile, yeah, you're fine, Ranty, right? I didn't particularly like you when you were on our side. I never agreed with 90% of the things you did do. You did one useful thing for me, though. You went and got that side view of the wind turbines. Very useful. That came up in conversation at the Curry House on Friday. Very handy it is, too, to describe how, no, boats going over the horizon is akin to these wind turbines that are in fixed locations at fixed distances, going over the same exact Earth curve, hashtag shit shrinks, and then showing them side on, a la Ranty. So if you go back to any of the videos in the hundreds up to number 1000, the reel that runs in the background, that is to say this reel, right, has got Ranty's side view, where we were arguing with the Earth curve calculator, begging the question, losing before we've even actually ended the discussion. But nevertheless, we were still arguing the toss within the calculations of Earth curve that needs a flat Earth to be measured and heights above it. Got to pepper them with these disclaimers now. We know Earth's measured flat for everything always. But nevertheless, we were talking about how these wind turbines went over the curve. Until you see them side on. Thanks, Ranty. Maybe we could bring that up while you're in front of Craig. I'll be asking you how the height off surface level was acquired, because we'll need a flat Earth to acquire it, and about the linear distances to those wind turbines these days, because they're all flat. Like it's shown in Google Earth. Flat, linear. So we'll have no issues about whether or not Earth curve calculations are going to be fussed about. Same goes for the dispensement of the Earth turn under pendulums. Right, yeah, I'll dispense with Craig pretty sharpish. Obviously, you can shut me down and talk through those things, but I'll be being paid if that's going to happen. Yeah, make no mistake. If Craig wants to talk through me pointing out how pendulums aren't having Earth turned underneath them because there's consequences, yeah, he could just shout through me, yeah? As long as I'm getting several £100s to be there, I don't care. Yeah, you can even mute me like other hosts have done when they're paying me to be there.
See, Nathan, back then, they were telling us Earth was measured flat, but we were too busy arguing. Now we're telling them, and they don't like it too much.
Yeah, you know the distance to the wind turbines? All right, Earth flat then, for this linear distance in miles or kilometres. Yeah. Well, we can just end the argument now, unless you want to relinquish that we got a distance to them to suggest Earth curve. We want to continue? Well, then get on your knees and acknowledge the flat Earth linear distance you've just acknowledged to these wind turbines. We're not going to be putting anything through any curve calculations until we acknowledge how flat it must be to get this measurement. And then once you've got off your knees in respect to the flat Earth you've just measured, we'll get you back on your knees again for the height above the flat surface level that you'll need also. So you'll be on and off your knees a few times, kissing the flat Earth. And I'll be rubbing your faces in it on your own shows with you paying me to do so. What's that? Nathan's in an echo chamber. No, Nathan's got all the winning arguments and you're all cowards and don't want to come here. But you can suggest that if only Nathan came to me, you'd win. Yeah, I will. Just got to put your money where your mouth is and I'll come. Several people have done it already. I've been paid to be on shows. And they got to mute me when they were losing. Yeah, and I recorded them doing it and then humiliated them for it. And got paid. It was win, 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 win for me. Yeah, you can do that. Just get in touch. Nathan Oakley 1980 at AOL.com. We'll arrange my fee and then you can mute me as much as you like. And I'll sit there and tolerate it while I don't get my answers out. Oh, well. No worries. Yeah, I'll just get them out of my own show where I don't get muted on a neutral platform that's paying me. You bunch of idiots. It's just Ranty and his dumbassery that's exposed it by just making it really blatant how dumb this actually sounds. Up until now, it's been subtly masked behind mute button use. Yeah, right. No, it's all right. Thanks for coming back, Ranty, and exposing these facts. Yeah, I've got a public doorway you can walk through for free. What's that? You don't like the standards? Well, you can pay me then. Oh, what, you don't want to? Oh, so you're poor? All right, piss off, cheapskate. Others have paid me, you don't want to, or then stop making adverts that you can't back up with money. You pathetic pauper. But this was
I'm
fun.
still in shock.
I love this. This is what I live for. Shock. Oh, it was brilliant. Haven't even got to Arctic Reflections yet. You know, we'll talk about that too. He's got a microphone. Shocking. Did you not, Arctic Reflections, ponder why I might have chosen microphones in a multifaceted, useful methodology of getting people to react to my content? Thanks for making a fairly elongated video about my eBay store and the products I've got available with the prices. How wonderful. Thank you so much for the advert, Arctic Reflections. You've got an SM57 too. How very interesting. Isn't it shocking that YouTubers who oppose me also can find something to relate to when I talk about a microphone they use? Yeah, isn't that shocking? It's almost like I've thought about this endeavour on many different levels, eh, Arctic Reflections? Thanks again for the advert. Yeah, it's amazing how these microphones have all got stories to tell. And surprisingly, you've got one to tell about yours. How lovely. So delighted that I'm getting this new fangled publicity at an all-time low of my YouTube statistics. Now, I'm perfectly admitting that that's the case. I'll admit it when I'm doing well, when typically the trend has always been upwards. Now I'm into a slight downturn. I'm doing other things. I can't not admit to it. But meanwhile, I'm back on track. We've got Ranty and we've got Arctic Reflections. There's people making adverts about me again. I couldn't be more pleased.
No, I meant I'm shocked that Ranty has piped up after so many years. Oh, boy.
I think he's a bit of a sadist, swinger, something like that. But anyway, the aspect of, wanting to inflict pain upon yourself. So maybe he wants to be in the, embarrassing, watching another man with your lover kind of position where you're looking on as somebody shows yourself with your evidence destroy somebody else's argument before your very eyes. Like, all right, I'm going on Ranty's show. Oh, no worries. I've got the time. I haven't, that's a total lie. To round up a few ranty flat earth evidentiary standards and use those in the debate. That'll be fun. Yeah? Like I say, metaphorically like watching your man with another lover. Your lover. Your partner. Watching a man with that woman. Metaphorically.
The last I heard of Ranty, he was making these videos when COVID was hitting. I mean, he was like out of his mind with it.
Yeah, I'm sure. In any event, right, I'd obviously bring out Ranty's former self to defend certain aspects of certain arguments, for Ranty to watch on as the moderator while I use him and his evidence to standardise certain things like a flat Earth distance measurement with Google Earth reference to wind turbines, and then seen side on with the same elevation with respect to a flat surface level and distance along a flat surface level that is required to even analyse them with respect to a calculation suggested to calculate Earth curve after measuring Earth flat twice. I mean, we could talk about those things with ranty flat Earth standards of evidence. Obviously, I'd need to get paid. I wouldn't want to be in that situation where me pointing it out just gets muted and I don't get anything out of it. But yeah, nice that Ranty's exposed this for me to be able to talk about it today. Isn't that lovely? Or just Ranty being unbelievably stupid as always. Nothing much changes in life, eh?
Yeah, it's a latter.
Yeah, but I'm sure Craig's really pleased that he's being tarred with the same brush of stupidity that Ranty's now exposed him to. I'm sure Craig's delighted about that. Yeah, because Craig's doing really well at the minute, isn't he? While I get reports back of his mental struggles. Me, I'm just struggling for time, right? That's it. And why am I struggling for time? Well, because strictly speaking, I am struggling for money. Nobody's going to ever hide that fact. And you could easily poke fun at me for it if you choose to. But being cash rich, time doesn't really come any more fruitfully to me at the moment. I was about to say, at least I'm time rich. No, I'm not. I'm poor in every regard. But maybe that'll change when the book comes out and I don't have to do eBay anymore. I can get back to just doing YouTube and promoting my book. Like I said earlier, I don't mind going on your shows for free if that's my purpose, like promoting my book. That's a totally different story, right? Maybe that's how I should spin this. I'm just thinking about it on the fly. Maybe that is the spin. Rather than saying you pay me, right? Which is the same rhetoric it's always been for the last 6 years. Since I've tentatively said, well, I'm a fairly well-heeled expert in this subject now. After 2 or 3 years, I would have said that was the case. 4 years, you definitely know it's the case. 5 years, you're respected by the people around you as being at least long in the tooth, relatively speaking. 5 years in flat Earth terms is an eternity. Most people get tired of it and turn their backs on it pretty quickly. Unless they're sleepers, shills that are here ready to turn around at a very strategically timed moment. Like in the flat Earth exodus. I use that term in sarcasm, but I notice Will Duffy's also used the same term, but not with the hint of irony, in sincerity. Like there's been an exodus.
Yeah,
love
he
it.
missed the part. He missed the part what Exodus means. They all left.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to get it, does he? Yeah, look up Exodus, dumbass. Oh dear, funny stuff. Funny. Are you a traveling man, Neil?
We're traveling now. So, like, not just Nick. Exodus means all.
Very good. So yeah, shout out to, just to round out this little section that we've been yimmy-yammering about for a while now. Shout out to Arctic Reflections. Really appreciate the microphone advert, and indeed Ranty Flat Earth. Thank you, both of you. It's nice to see some adverts coming out again. If you want to make an advert about Nathan Oakley 1980 and his respective channels and endeavours, you feel free to do so. It's nice to see him starting to come out again. It's been a while.
But I think you're onto something there. Yeah, come on, let them promote your book.
Yeah, exactly. You want me on? Okay, well, I've got booked, right? So I don't have to sit here and try and explain to your audience, because, again, like the people around me, right, that works on this idea that I give a toss whether or not they believe Earth's flat or not. Like, no, I never did. Right? Now I've realised that that statement is never more true than ever. I care not about your belief in flat Earth. I just know it's flat, and the people around me who listen to what I talk about know it's flat also. Now, Brian knew 2 weeks before I did. I still hangs around. I think he just likes me. Don't know why, I'm really rude to him. But anyway, the point is, the people around me just know it's flat. And can, some of them, get on with their day as a result. But there's others around here that are like, well, does he know? And what if he didn't know? And there's others that ask us, well, what is it? How is it consequential to me? And then they start asking about whether or not people have lied about it or not. And you're like, get lost, I don't care. Who are you again? I don't even know your name. Give me your name. Silence. So I'm expected to just have a conversation with you. You an omni what now? Go away, you stupid wanker. I don't even know your name. You haven't even got the courage to tell it me. Yet you expect me to justify all of your concerns and fears about the world that you've just found out isn't where you thought it was. Get lost, you bunch of dickheads. What's that, you want to pay me? I quite like your show. Yeah, I like your show. I've always been a follower of Fight the Flat Earth show. Very fantastic, yes. Yeah, my fee is £300, yeah. 90 minutes, yeah. I love it, love the show, big fan. Obviously, my tone would change entirely if I was offered money. Total whore.
No, see, Omnivore, he wants you in secret, Nathan, and he wants to lay down everything, just you and him, one-on-one, and he'll go through it with you.
Right, if I'm going to sit and have pillow talk with someone, I'm going to need to know their name. Metaphorically speaking.
What I was saying, we could just keep it out of it, a dirty little secret. We know Earth is flat, and we could just laugh at everybody around us. Who was that guy that suggested that?
It's not a secret. Any practical application of a measurement of Earth ever will be flat. Right? So it's not a secret. Now, me figuring out that, oh yeah, we're all told it's a ball, aren't we? The real secret is, yeah, we're told it's a ball when every practical application or measurement of Earth ever is flat. Yeah, that's the problem. Not flat Earth. Flat Earth's been shilled into being a nonsensical feast of nonsense garbage waffle spewed by shills. That's what flat Earth in quotes is, in meat hook quotes. Right? Well, Earth is just flat. Not secret. Did you think they were hiding that fact when they built trains and roads and buildings? No, they didn't hide that fact. They just dealt with it flat. Do you think they hid that when they were mapping and charting the world? No. What about when they're navigating it in the boats? No, they just dealt with it flat. What about when they created the maps themselves? No, they're all flat. What about Google Earth? Yeah, that's flat. It's all flat. About distances? Flat. About heights? Flat. About any measurement of Earth ever? Yeah, they're all flat. So what would you say is the secret? Now, the secret is you were told it's a big, giant ball that is in no way calculable because the measurement violates that calculation. Because the measurement is flat. Ergo, your ball nonsense is just a religion you've been fed. It came from the Roman Catholic Church. It's about 500 years old, tops. And yeah, you're in a religion. It's shocking, but that religion is the same as Scientology. They are one and the same religion. Did you not know? Yeah, Scientologists have got the same religion you have. It's a sky vacuum, alien-based religion with worlds that are miles and miles and miles away. Also calculated in flat plane topography. So you've got a flat planar system that runs through balls that you're not in, but are described as moving around the sun. Sun-centric, alien-based system. Yours, that's heliocentric, and Scientology's. Also heliocentric! So they're the same! You didn't know you were in a religion, but it's not a secret. We will and can only measure Earth flat because it is flat. That's Earth, is flat. Now, do I give a toss that you were brought up with a religion that you still think is true, of being on a ball, a calculation that violates any measurement of Earth ever, and want to suggest that that's a secret I hold that could be part of a grand conspiracy? No, it's not. It's just a measurement. What's that? You want to tell me how you can take that flat Earth measurement and turn it into the bull belief you hold? I couldn't give a shit. What's your name again? Who are you? Why are you telling me this? Oh, because I advertised the fact I've got an open door to the public and you've wandered your way in and now want to tell me that you believe it's a bleeding ball when I know it's measured flat. How lovely that you can do that. You can. Weekdays, UK time at 2. The door is open right now. We are live and anybody can come to tell me how wrong I am about how Earth is measured flat in all respects. What say you, Discord server with an open door to anybody watching? No, am I wrong? Of course I'm not. What's that? If only I was on a neutral server, I'd be wrong. No worries, I'll go wherever you like. Just give me money. Alternatively, smash the super chat. I'd much rather be here where I can sit back in my chair and I haven't got to give much thought to what I'm really doing. This is absolutely the best of the 3 jobs. This bit right now, this is what life is all about. I could not be more comfortable. I hate doing this. I'm going to do it though. I am so laid back. This is how I'm running the show. I am relaxed. I have no script. I've got nothing. I've got a light switch. That's it. That's what's in my hands. The show just runs. Neil will interrupt in a second. Life is pretty sweet, right? This is it. What's that? You want me to come out of this chair and sit on a chair where potentially what I'm saying now couldn't be reaching an audience because you've turned me off with a mute button? And me not going means that I've got the mute button. Oh, that's a very interesting bit of reverse psychology you got going on there, Fundies. Very interesting indeed. No, I'm good. Smash the super chat, though, if you like what I do. If you like me telling you how you can end an argument with a family member or a relative or that wanker friend that tells you you're an idiot because you happen to half mention Earth's flat once, and he still ridicules you 3 years later. Yeah, if you like coming here to find out how you can say, what's that, you just use miles. You realise that you must worship at the altar of flat Earth for using that distance, right? What's that? You say height. Up in the air, right? Off sea level. Oh, you realise you will be worshipping at the altar of a flat Earth before you take those flat Earth measurements and fudge them into the sphere belief that you hold. Right? You realise that. If you like that, smash the super chat here. Yeah? Rather than worrying about whether or not I'm being called a coward for not going to some other person who can monetize my time when I haven't got any. Yeah? Just support me by that. You know, join me as a Patreon. Hit me up on the memberships. Do those sorts of things. Access me via the multitude of public access gateways I've offered to my audience. Yeah? It's not like I'm hiding. It's not like I've got a show where I'm Simon Dan and I'm like, I won't debate other people. Why would I need to? Yeah, I just opened the door. You can come right in. Oh, what? So that's not good enough? I've got to go out of my way to go through your door? It's been about 2 years since this conversation, hasn't it, Neil? A good 2 years. Thanks again, Ranty, by the way. Really nice to be able to reiterate this. So please join if you want to. If you want to tell me what's what, if you want to tell me how wrong I am, you can. The door's right there. It's right below us. Got a public link that runs under every show. Alternatively, you can stay in your echo chamber and react to the intro reel with the housekeeping questions. You can do that. Yeah? And say he's in an echo chamber. But before the show's even started, I'm going to need to react to these here intro reels. Absolutely epic. Oh, I bet Craig's so pleased with Ranty right now. Hey, is that Brian? I mean, I changed my tone. Oh, is that Brian? Oh, hello, Brian.
You're having a bit of fun with the present opportunity you're being handed.
It's just suddenly stepped up from being like nothing's going on. My YouTube stats are going down. Everything's bad, right? And I'm looking at the money that comes in from that avenue going, oh, I can't pay the mortgage this month. I need to do stuff. Bad. And then suddenly, the light at the end of the tunnel I've said that I can see. Yeah, I mean, it's sincere. It's there, right? And then Ranty, like a little angel in a way. He's shining on me with his little advert. Oh, thanks, Ranty. And then Arctic Reflections, another little angel. They're talking about my microphones. Like, you could not make this up. I'm just going to put my hands together right now and say, thank you, Jesus. Thank you so much. Anyway, yeah, Brian, things are good.
So Ranty and Arctic Reflections are advertising your channel for you for free, basically.
Yeah, not just my channel. My microphone sales, Brian. I couldn't make it up. It just...
Arctic Reflections. Is he trying to have a go at you with the microphone sales?
No, he's relating to me. He's saying, I use an SM57 also. Now, on the one hand, he's saying, mine's real. He's taking pride in, it's easy to get a Shure SM57 that's not fake. He's absolutely correct. You can simply go to a authorised Shure distributor or dealer and purchase one for the full retail price. No problem, I'll agree with him 100%. And I absolutely decry anybody who goes onto eBay and looks for an SM57 or 58 that isn't real. I absolutely decry that and don't want to do that. But he's saying he's holding something that, in this case, a Sub-Zero, right? It's a Sub-Zero mic. And he's like, it's a Chinese fake. It's like, no. It's made by Sub-Zero. They're a manufacturer, right? They're not unabashful about the fact that they're copying another manufacturer's mic. They know they are, but they're not putting a Shure logo on it. And, like, that's underhanded, which is what I dislike about eBay. And partly one of the reasons I want to do it from the eBay, like, I take the YouTube hat off and, getting Arctic Reflections reaction is just absolutely golden. It's like getting the Neumann. Like, well, you do this in the hope that one day you might score a Neumann to use on your show. And then almost immediately, that beautiful chick turns out to be the chick you're dancing with on the dance floor. That happened with my mic. Now it's happening with a fellow YouTuber making an advert about my endeavour to sell microphones. You're like, my God, you couldn't score any better, right? But that's with a YouTube hat on. I take that hat on, take that hat off, and put the eBay hat on. Right, and what I want to offer to the eBay audience is the ability to discern what the microphone actually is, because I'm being really clear about it in the advert. This is a clone of this mic, not like the fakers do. Right, it's not a Shure. No, you're lying. It's not made in the Shure factory. You liar. You're saying it's a Shure. It isn't. That's scummy. I don't like it. It's just deceitful. Right? Me, I'm saying, here's the mic, it's a Sub-Zero, it's a clone of an SM57, that's what it's trying to sound like, and it does! This is what it looks like, this is how much it costs, this is how much it retails for. It's like any mic you buy. But he's pointing that out in his video whilst telling me how proud he is that he's bought a Shure that's real, and that it's not hard to do. I completely agree, mate. My point being, he doesn't know how to approach this, because it's something near and dear to him. He likes his Shure mic. Of course, they're great! I love Shure mics, and so does he, and he's relating with me on that level, and I couldn't be more pleased about it, Brian. It's so beautiful.
Is that the one where you sent Adam to the
Neil,
dangerous part of town to pick it up?
I'll come to that in a minute, Neil. Thank you for bringing us on to that. We'll get to that heartwarming story too, but go ahead, Brian, as it was you that was asking.
Yeah. I was going to say, if the ballers were smarter, they'd all be advertising your microphones. So it would become a business that would take up your time, then you wouldn't be online doing flat earth stuff.
Oh, I see. I thought you were just being sarcastic with reverse psychology, poor reverse psychology, until you said because that's absolutely true, right? I did think about that. I thought that is something that potentially the ballers would get behind. They'd be like, hang on a second. He's talking about his 3 jobs, writing a book, being a YouTuber, and selling microphones. Why not encourage him to sell microphones? If suddenly he's constantly dealing with microphone sales and the odd return and all the customer service and marketing that goes along with that, he'll have less and less time to do YouTube videos. Yes, that's true. So maybe from Arctic Reflection's point of view, he's like, no, I don't want to be too discourageful of your microphone endeavours, although he's suggesting my Neumann's a fake, which it absolutely is not. Bearing in mind, I've sent serial numbers off to Neumann and checked this stuff with them in Germany, and they've put me in touch with spare parts distributors. Like, they're not under the radar. I'm sure you could find them, but they're obscure to find. But having got in touch with Neumann, they're like, oh yeah, you've got a Neumann mic. What's the serial number? Send me pictures. And I have. So it's not like I'm lying about having a Neumann. And the spare parts I've got for my Neumann, in this case an interference tube, are absolutely legitimate. Well, this Arctic Reflections guy, this is where he is being derogatory to me, is saying, look, this item costs 70 quid, or whatever it costs. I can't remember. I think I've reduced it right down now. It seemed too cheap to me, actually, when I saw it on his ad. Like, maybe I should put the price up on that. Anyway, it's something like 60 or 70 quid, but it's just a spare part. It's not the mic. It's just the metal tube that goes around it, if you know what I mean. It's called an interference tube. It's just a slotted metal tube. Well, as a spare part, 70 quid is actually horrendous for a spare part. Right? It's not the mic. Yeah, it's got no guts at all. It's a literal metal tube that costs 70 quid second hand. It gives you an idea of Neumann parts, right? 12 quid for a screw. That's how much I paid. I'm not even kidding. Neumanns are ludicrous. But this guy's saying that's fake. It's like, no, that's a legit spare. I want to turn it into money because I'm poor. But saying, look, he's got a Neumann for 70 quid, it must be a Chinese fake. Au contraire, that's an absolutely legitimate Neumann product that's come from the Neumann factory. And I've sent photographs of it and its serial number and the one that sits alongside it, the one I'm talking through now, to Neumann in Germany. So, no, they're not fakes, cheeky bastard. Anyway, shout out to Retro Bill. It says, worth every penny in a super chat. Thank you, Retro Bill. I don't know what's worth every penny, but thank you for the super chat and the sentiment. I'm going to give it a like. I might even give it a heart.
Wait, so if a BMW is made in anywhere other than Germany, it's not a real BMW?
You got it. The place of manufacturer is kind of inconsequential these days because most stuff is going to be built to a price, and if you can get a decent enough manufacturing plant in China to make it, that's where it will be made. Now, there's a assembled in, I don't like this is 2020 bullshit, marketing bullshit. If you ever see something on the side of a box that says the word assembled in, right? What does that mean? Well, it means that they can send stuff flat from China to America, for instance, and then the last little stages of Q&A, quality assurance, and manufacturing, final assembly is done in the USA. And then they can make it seem like your Chinese-made whatever is made in the USA. It's not. The final assembly and quality checking might be done in the USA with all the parts that came from China that were made in China. But people want to believe in the nostalgia of their own country making stuff. It's like, who cares where it's made? What is it? Is it good? Is it well made? That's all that matters. So, I don't know if some people care if it's made in China. I don't, personally. If it's good. If it's made in China and crap, then I care, because it's crap.
Yeah, there was a big thing with Harley Davidson. Everybody was making a fuss because the parts came from Japan, and it's not a real Harley Davidson.
Well, I'd have to agree with that because Harley Davidson is an American make, and every single part of it should be made and come from America.
Why?
There should be no parts made in Japan.
It doesn't mean
because it's not American then.
Yeah, but
I've
it
no
don't
problem
mean
with
it's
it.
not Harley.
It means it's not made in it's not American. It's not an American Harley. That's what should matter.
I gave something a name. So I was watching. I still watch him actually. There's a guy who sells subwoofers. We're 3/4 an hour into this live show. I'm going to talk about wherever I like. It's my show. Do what I like. Anyway, this guy's explaining that if you buy a subwoofer, because that's his focus, where I've focused on microphones, he's focused on subwoofers. Robot Underground is his company. And he says if you get a subwoofer that doesn't have any badging on it, you can badge it, right? You can call it whatever you like. You should make up a name. Why not? That's how people make stuff. They just make up a name for it. Now, having worked in manufacturing when I was in high-end audio equipment and selling it to dealers and sometimes end users, but studios and people like that, obviously I'd seen how a product got made from not even existing to being given a name. And sometimes you just had to give it a name. Now, I did that with one of the microphones I got. So I got it, and there was no branding on it anywhere. And it just came in a little leather box. And I'm like, okay, what can I call this microphone? Well, there was I think it's Polish, but there was a 1950s Polish distributor that used to distribute AKG. So that meant that their name, back in the 50s, the distributors would put their names on the products that they bought to distribute in their country. It sometimes works like that now, but this guy's pointing out, Patrick his name is, that you can do that now. There's nothing stopping you doing that. So that's what I did. I got this mic and I'm like, right, I'm going to give it the name of this 50s distributor that probably went defunct years and years ago. So this old vintage microphone that I can't seem to get to work is now known as the Horny Phone. I dub you Horny Phone. Now it's got that name. Why not?
Did you say horny phone?
Horny Phone, yeah. Like it's a horn and it's a phone. Like for horny phone. Horny Phone. Anyway, available for sale on eBay. I can't wait to get rid of all the microphones so I don't have any left. I want them all to sell.
Nobody is taking me up on the challenge yet.
Of course not.
Nathan.
What are they going to do? Crash into the ground where they thought a void would be opening up ahead of them, Brian?
Well, if the Earth's a globe, then the second lot of geometry I show and all the calculations, it has to work. You know, it will definitely work if the Earth's a globe, but if it's not, you can forget about it. Nobody is taking me up on it.
Would
Shocking.
you take somebody up on a suicide mission?
Yeah, that's what it is, a suicide mission. If you're going to take the notion of the void opening up ahead of you into the calculations of flight descent, then you will crash into the ground because the ground is not falling away at 8 inches per mile squared. It is a flat plane. That is how planes fly. We've already proven it with pitch data. Brian's just laughing at you. We all know it. I don't know if he was going to wait to mention it, but I'm going to mention it right now. Brian's just laughing at you.
Well, the first geometry that I show in that challenge, that geometry, right, I would absolutely be in the cockpit with a pilot using that geometry, and I am, without a doubt, I have zero, unless the something wrong with the plane or something, if everything goes according to plan, I have zero doubt that we will end up 1,000 feet above the airport using those exact calculations and that geometry. Zero doubt about it, right? Now, the ballers can't say the same about the second geometry and those calculations, but they know it won't. And that shows the difference. They know it's flat. They know it's not a globe. Because otherwise they'd be jumping at that. They wouldn't be able to get away from it. But instead they need stupid challenges, like McTown's, that ends up being referencing a globe mathematically, not in practical reality. When you try and reference a globe in practical reality, you get into trouble. End of story. You know, so it's like, if you really think it's a globe, then this has to work. There's no tricks, there's no ifs, no buts, no maybes. It is what it is. You know, simple stuff.
Quick shout out to Robert MB Realist, who says, "Cheers, Nathan. When up with Ranty? New channel? Question mark. I'll try and decipher that. I don't know. Maybe he'll get in touch. Watch this space."
That's guns, supposedly guns of Navarone or Robert. Who knows? I don't know where I stand with him yet. He's still under a watchful eye.
Okay. Guns has been around forever. You realise that, right?
I know Guns has been around forever, but I don't know that this Robert is Guns.
I do. He made a specific point of telling me 3 years ago about various name changes that he had. I know it's him. I have interacted with him many times previously. It is Guns of the Navarone. I know it is, Neil. Do you not trust me?
your judgment and your discernment.
I just know who I've interacted with. And I've interacted with him many times over the years, Neil.
Yeah, it could have been setting you up from way back when.
It could be.
You don't even know it.
I don't think so. I've got to be honest. But I like that he will go along with that when you're having a little poke.
That's good, and that's a positive for him.
Yeah, it's tolerant.
Let me not
of your
get started with
nonsense.
Jiren, please.
Again, about Jaron?
Let me not get started with you and Jiren. How many times you had to warn you about that piece of crap?
I had the greater good, and I've got no rebuttal to this, have I? I'll just keep my mouth shut, I think.
That would be the wise thing to do.
You're right. It is the wise thing. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to try and defend this position. I'm going to die on this hill. I've already tried. Yeah, I failed miserably.
Did you listen? Sorry,
Go ahead, Brian. Save me.
Oh no, I was just saying it. Did you? Go on, Neil. I'll go after you.
He was just gonna announce how he failed. What'd you interrupt for?
I'm pretty sure we'd moved on from this, actually, Neil. Go ahead, Brian.
Well, last night there was I missed it. I fell asleep, would you believe? I missed the QE Live, and they were going through the second half of that. I can't remember the name now. It was evolution, whatever the hell that is, versus creation, right? Total nonsense.
Ian.
Well, who?
Simon.
Yeah, right. Tom, Fred. You know what I mean? Whoever. The thing is, right, is that I was listening to it and it just got pathetic. It's like it went into all this kind of Zionist agenda, the evil Nazis and all this other stuff. And then they were at some concentration camp or something. It's just like, is that what you've got? I mean, you're supposed to be producing evidence that, like, Darwinism is incorrect, which really, and Darwinism has not, what Darwin postulated, he didn't even postulate it. It came from Alfred Russel Wallace, the surveyor who was humiliated by Robotham. That's why they don't mention that. But that's where it came from, and those ideas. And but they say they just give it to Darwin. But Darwin, whatever Darwin postulated, had nothing to do with the origin of life. But yet they try to make it an argument for their side against creation, even though it has no connection to it whatsoever. But long story short, the other side, let's just say the Christian side, the side who are for God and a creator, that side started bringing up Nazism and all the other stuff. You know what I mean? As some argument for their side. It was like a big guilt trip. It's pathetic. It was absolutely horrendous. It was pathetic. I felt like wanting to become a Darwinist myself after listening to it, except for I know it's a load of rubbish. It's like pathetic. Is that what you've got? It was pathetic on unbelievable levels.
It's because the position is non-creationist. So that video has been made for or by, and therefore when they're representing the opponent, they represent them like we get represented, as a feast of nonsense, scoff waffling, vomit spewing, regurgitating idiot. So if you watch a Simon Dan video, the representation of us by him is going to raise the same sort of level of disdain that you're suggesting is being by you at least, levelled at the presentation of a creationist in their narrative on that video. And yeah, that's what they do. We're presented as though we're complete idiots. The Feast of Nonsense achieves that. And in that particular narrative, the creationist is some Nazi-loving scumbag, right? That's the representation.
No, it was the other way around. The creationists were presenting an argument that Hitler was a Darwinist, and look what he did. So that's why Darwinism is wrong or something. It became this big, stupid guilt trip that had a load of kind of Zionist kind of agenda undertones. It was horrendous. Horrendous.
Yeah, Hitler was trying to
terrible.
make a master race. That's what he was trying to do by getting rid of the weaker races. Yeah, it was a joke. I don't understand how it went into that.
I don't know either. I didn't watch yesterday's show very much. I was too busy.
Yeah, the thing about it is that it's nonsense, because anyone who ever owned dogs or cats will know, or had any interaction with animals, will know that sometimes a mother of offspring will kill the mother of an offspring, whether it be pups or kittens or whatever, will kill the kittens or kill the pups, because or even only kill one of them or two of them, because she might feel like that they're like genetically flawed. You know what I mean?
Just me,
that we wouldn't notice.
Has Brian managed to descend this conversation from Hitler to killing kittens and puppies? Is that really what Brian's just done? Is this intentional?
I thought he was talking about a horse race.
I'm trying to get the point across. I'm trying to get a point across before you try and character assassinate me.
Character assassinate me? You're talking about killing kittens and Hitler? What do you want?
No, I'm saying is that the very people who are pointing fingers about what the Nazis did and Hitler did, right, and saying that they don't realise that cats and dogs and other animals literally kill.
I'm going to tell you about the three ways you can get in contact and communicate with Nathan.
My God, Nathan, will you just leave me speak?
Sorry.
They kill their offspring sometimes when they feel the offspring have some disability. They smell it and they can smell the disability and they kill their offspring. My point I'm trying to make is that is something that does happen in nature, right? Nature does behave that way. That is something that does happen with animals. So my point was, if they're going to indict Hitler, they've got to indict every cat or dog or animal that does this.
Are you trying to say, wait a second, Brian, you confuse the shit out of me now. Because are you trying to say that Hitler was killing the lame cat?
No, Neil. Oh my God.
Bloody hell, Neil.
Neil, right, let me explain it to you, right? They were trying to use Hitler and what he did as some kind of an argument against Darwinism, right? But they were picking and choosing, because cats and dogs do the same thing.
Oh, okay, right? I got you.
Right.
I was confusing it. I got you.
It's so bad. My point is their argument was so bad. Like, if they're going to indict Hitler on that, they have to indict every cat or dog that did it. I'm not saying Hitler was right to do it. That's not my point.
Well, I'm delighted we made absolutely certain this video did not get monetized today. That's great. Schlitzy, can you pop yourself on mute unless you've got something to actually add?
How did I do that? All I did was speak about...
Hold on. Schlitzy, can you hear me? Oh, perfect. How did you do that? By talking about Hitler and killing kittens? What do you think? We're not involved with the conversation.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about killing kittens. No one said that about people killing kittens.
Did I just tell you
Nobody said that. You descended it into that. You said that, not me. I never said that. I was trying to make a point, and you decided to descend it into that.
I didn't descend anything into anything.
Yeah, you did. You tried to turn it into people killing kittens when I was talking about the mothers of the kittens, the cats killing the kittens.
Oh, it's much better when it's kittens'
the mothers of the pups, the dogs killing the pups. I was trying to make a point about their bad argument in that video.
No, well, I'm glad we cleared that up. Right. I'm going to round out with this video. I don't know why it came through. I didn't mean to interrupt you, right? It normally, when I play stuff, it should come through the PC line, whereas I think this is coming through
I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, this is coming through on the Discord line. That's weird. No, it's not separating out how it should. But I'll have to figure that out another time. For whatever reason, shorts aren't coming through as a PC line on my PC. Very strange. Anyway, I'm going to play this to you, and then we're going to round out.
You about the 3 ways you can get in contact and communicate with Nathan Oakley. Number 1, you can join my live streams weekdays at 2 p.m. for free. Number 2, you can pay me to come onto your show. Get in touch at nathanoakley1980@aol.com and we can arrange a fee for me to be on your show. Number 3, be related to, a friend of, or generally in the vicinity of Nathan Oakley. I'm recording something, I'm really sorry. This interaction also comes for free. I'm going to tell...
That's it. Right, with that, I'm going to say if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley premiering streams, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. Unfortunately, though, if you are watching this live, this is where we bid you farewell. So, another massive thank you to all of you who smashed the super chat, liked, commented, shared, subscribed, joined as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member, and all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I will see you all in the next video.